Shorter the better. Costco, it's Costco haircut. Do it in bulk. Anyways, okay. Okay, so Rebbe Eliezer Omer Mekanela al Pishnayim, right? What are the two dots? So we get what? Oh, Musser, he already hit the record, so I guess that's. Guess we'll finish Shara, what do you call it, tomorrow night? There's the Shem. So we had a machlekes in the Mishnah, right? We have kinoi and you have stira. Kinoi is when he first gets jealous, let's call it jealous, or warns the wife, and then the stira when she actually is alone with them. After that, she needs to take the drink. Right? So we had a machlekes in the Mishnah. Rebbe Eliezer says the kinoi, the original thing has to be done with two eidim. But the stira, meaning when she's alone with the man, that her husband is chayshid, that is piyed echad. And Yeshua says no, they both need to be with two. So it gets a little technical here with the psukim, exactly how you learn the word aid. Aid is an aid referring to two aid and one aid. Tomorrow says, Akan like pligi ela bekina v'stira. The whole machlokes, whether you need two eidim or not two eidim, is when the original warning, and then with the stira, right? But if she's actually was mezana with this person, then you don't need. Everybody agrees that one aid is enough.
Does that mean even the aid, the husband himself, like if it was a shita, that the husband himself could be aid to the stira? So that's a huge chiddush, no?
It is a big chiddush.
Even mitzad, forget about being mehemen on the stira, that even mehemen on the actual maisa.
Right. So if Tosfos, the bottom Tosfos says that the reason is that we're going with the aid is because it's like we're going to see on Amud Beis. It's really like a raglayim on Amud Al. It's really a raglayim l'dover. Since she had kinui and she had stira, right? Now all you need is one echad, meaning. She had, let's say it's two Adam. The husband said, I told her in front of two Adam, stop talking to this guy. Then she went and she was secluded with the guy. Then this guy saw it being Mazana. So there, because it's a raglayim l'dover. Tosfos uses 11 words.
How could it be the husband? The husband, there's no way the husband could ever go back with her if he saw it. There's no way. He must.
Right,
must
but that's what we're saying. That's what the din is. That she's also to him, even if the Eid Echad says it. She's
no, but
he
must be husband forever, regardless of Sotah. There's no.
Well, there's no. Right, that's exactly the point. If the husband sees it, he's answering himself. Now, Akiva's really asking out the mum in a Shabbat, right? So I don't know about that, but that's the. Her becoming usher to him, even in Eidech is enough. The Tosfos says, yeah, that's because there was already a raglayim l'dover that she was messing around with this guy. There was already kinoi and there was already stira.
Don't anymore. This is a divorce. There's no.
Right, you're right. It's not Sotah. You're right, 100%. It's not Sotah. Let's make that clear. What the Gemara is talking about right now, yes, doctor, that's a good point. This is not Sotah. This is standard. Sotah is pshat that we don't know whether she was promiscuous or not. Okay. This is legit znus. This is legit eshazit, right? So in one aid is enough. It's not nami.
Does that mean you could go ahead and kill her for that? She has capital punishment based on aid with her going with them?
No, you can't do capital punishment.
So what are you adding? So what are you adding? She has
to get divorced. You get divorced without the drink.
But even with stira, you would get divorced, no?
No, stira is not divorced. No, they go to the Beis Hamikdash. They do the drink. Stira causes the drink, right? Basically, kino means he has to first announce that his wife, he's chayshid his wife. Then she goes b'stira, then she takes the drink. But if she goes b'stira and then somebody actually sees her being intimate with somebody, so then that's no longer Sotah. That is enough to make them get divorced, but not enough to make her be chayav misa. That you can't do without Beidim and Asra. Right, so that's basically the process. So that's what the Gemara says. But if an aide sees that she was nitmeis is that she became tamei with a man, Right, there's a Mishnah later on. So then she doesn't drink and she becomes also to her husband. Okay, fine. Now the Gemara says, how do we know that in a Torah we believe one aid? It's the Tanur Rabbanan. It says ve'aid ein ba. Right, when it says in the pasuk that with the pasuk about sight, it says aid ein ba. There was no aid. What does that mean? Now, does aid mean singular or aid mean plural? Normally, aid is a lashon yachid. It's singular, right? So it's saying aid ein ba. So it's, if you say that it really means one aid, so there's no aid. So then how does anybody know anything about it? There's no aid. So elamai, aid must be an aidim. It's talking about two, meaning there were no aidim plural, but there was one aid. That's one way of looking at it. Or does it mean there wasn't even an aid? One aid. So it says that a aid echad is not going to go against a man, right? Which is let's see how they go on Talmud base. Now it says that a one aid doesn't go against the man. This is Tom talking about aid. This is not about it's not talking about Saita. Any Adeshu Echad, don't I know that he's one? Meaning Lo Yakum Aid Echad. What's the lashon again? Lo Yakum Aid Echad Beish. Isn't Aid Echad? That's redundant. One aid, right? All you have to do is say the word aid. That's what I'm saying. Mimashu Shnemer Lo Yakum Aid Beish. Any Adeshu Echad. Matam Eloimer Echad. So now what's Echad telling you? Zebon Av. It's a binyan Av, right? A binyan Av is you're going to take, this is going to be how do you say it? The learning, this is where we're going to learn it from, right? Aids, we learn from this, that anytime it says the word aid, it means two, meaning, so anytime the Torah says the word aid, it means two. If it says in the pasuk aid echad, then it means one, right? So the default is
why does the Torah say aid and it means aidim? Why not just say Adam?
I mean, why didn't the Torah just say Adam?
If every time it means aid, it means Adam, unless specified, why not just say Adam?
I don't know. Why not just say Adam?
I'm saying that would be easier for everyone to understand, because that's what Adam means.
Since when are we looking to make things easy for everybody to understand?
We're not, because you're right, but I'm just saying, is there a reason, or that's just what it is?
I don't know. There's got to be a reason.
Rashi bavarns that. Rashi says that aid is lashon of eidus, and stam aid is a shtaya. So the lashon aid itself is saying. Which
Rashi you talking about? Which Rashi?
Top Rashi on Nomen base. At the end of the Rashi says. He's sort of about
he's just saying, but he's saying pshat. How can you understand aid to be two aidim?
No, but he's saying that
aid means an aidus.
That's why you wouldn't assume that aid means aid echad by itself, because it means aidus. Aid b'lashon does not mean echad. Just because you could use it as a lashon echad, it does not mean necessarily echad. It could also mean aidus. And aidus is shnaya, like Rashi's saying. Therefore, the Torah had to say aid echad in order to imply one. Otherwise, you would just assume it means aidus, which is a stam to aid.
Right. Okay. He's saying pshat.
I think the Brisker Mahalach is using this Rashi and splitting the difference between aidus and aid echad. Two aidim is a din aidus. That's what the Torah says aid. Every time the Torah says aid, it's a din aidus.
That was his question. That was
when Eid Echad is Neman. No, hold on. When Eid Echad is Neman, when the Torah says Eid Echad, it's a different din. It's not a din Eidus, it's a din Nemanus.
Oh, you want to understand. I wasn't getting involved in the luminous. I was explaining the lashon of the Torah. The lashon of the Torah aid does not necessarily at all indicate Eid Echad. That's my point.
Right. Okay.
This is the raya. This Rashi. Aid means
the word
Eidus.
is aid. Aid means one. And Eid Echad Neman Bisurim probably happens 1,000 times more every day than two Eidim saying anything about anything.
Right, but
Eid Echad Neman Bisurim is a constant in Yiddishkeit all the time, every place, every house, every store, every place. And Adus is guy had a car accident. It was the Adim. Big deal. Eid Echad is forever.
True, but it calls it Eid Echad.
Right. Without Eid Echad, you would assume it means Eidus. That's what Rashi's
Let's say
saying.
it said Eid. Let's say it would have said Eid Naman B'Yisurin. What would we say? What would we say then? Eid Naman B'Yisurin. Would we say that means Eidim? I guess
so.
No, that's not Lashon Torah. That would be us. When the Torah
Right,
says
right.
Eid Echad, it means one Eid. The Torah doesn't say Eid Echad Ne'eman B'Yisurin.
No, I know the Torah doesn't say, but I'm assuming that the Rabbanan's Lashon is going to be based on the Torah.
Yeah, but the Torah has to say Eid Echad because Eid Echad is a different din than Eidus. It's not the
Right.
same as Eidus.
Well, okay, now you're
Remember,
saying
when the Torah says Eid, it means Eidus.
yeah.
Because that's what the Torah, that's what the type of the Torah is. Eid is
All right.
Eidus.
Okay, we gotta go weiter. But okay, but that's I hear the horror from David, and I hear what Akiva is saying. I'm not sure it says that that's Shabbat Eidim, but okay, good. So 4 lines down. There were no. The Torah is saying there was no aid, right? Trey lespa. There was no 2 people. Elachad. There were 2. There was 1 aid. And she was not forced, meaning she was not raped. She was consensual. So Mamela, Asura. Therefore, she's Asur, even with an Eid Echad. Okay, so we're asked, the reason why it's a problem is because it says, not the problem, the reason why that we're saying that it's 2 witnesses versus 1, meaning the word Eid, is because it says, Lo Yakum Eid Echad Be'ish. If it wouldn't have said, Lo Yakum Eid Echad Be'ish, Halav Hachi Havamina Eid de Saita, Chadu, I would have thought that the aid of Saita is 1. But if there's no 1 there, then how is she ever becoming Asa? Right? Meaning, why do you need a limud from the standard pasuk of Eidim that it says Lo Yakum Eid Echad? What's the lashon? I can't remember that pasuk. Lo Yakum Eid Echad Be'ish. Right? Why do you need to learn out from that? From Saita itself, it has to be that aid means Eidim. Right? Like we said it. That if it doesn't mean Eidim, so how could it be that anybody knows that she was a Saita? Right? It says Eid. What's it? Eid Einba. Eid Einba has to be that there's 2, has to be 2 Eidim, because if it means 1 Eid, so then there was no Eid. So then how do you even get the whole ball rolling if nobody even saw it? Right?
Well, maybe you would assume that maybe the Torah is being machadish that you could even have Isser just by stira at that point.
Well, that could be, but
no, the Isser that's chal now because of the aid. Maybe it's chal even without that. Just having the stira alone will ask her on that level.
Okay.
How would anyone know there is a stira?
Maybe that's the level it'll get to you to in terms of Isser.
No, but you need to
even
have
that level. It's aser. Why?
Maybe
that's what the Torah is being machadish. I'm saying maybe the Torah is saying all you need is stira.
And she should come back and say, "I was Sicer, I'm now Aser to you."
No, not her. The stira itself asks her.
All right, let's go. Okay, we gotta go weiter though. So we gotta. But anyways, okay, maybe that would be a teretz. But I don't know. But the Gemara is saying that it has to be from Saita itself. Aid has to mean Eidim. So the Gemara says no. It's true. Aid ein ba, ein neman ba. Right. So I would have thought that it said aid ein ba means there is an aid, but he's not believed. The aid saw it, but he's not believed. So it's as if he didn't see it. So the Gemara says, "Ein neman ba." Are you going to say that an aid is not believed? Elamai boy, right? So then, what do you need it for? Adi ika trey, meaning what do you need? You need 2 aidim. Lishta kromine. So then, don't even say it. To asi davar mimaman. We learn out the word davar davar. Meaning that don't even say aidus, just say that the site that was seen. And of course, it has to mean just like any other din. It has to be seen by 2 Aiden.
Isn't this a fundamental davar sheba erva? Why would we need davar mimaman? Ain't davar sheba erva pachas b'shtayim?
I don't know. I don't know. Good question. So Gemara says Itzrich Sagda the site the shani. No, so I would think site is different. The raglayim ledavar but because it's a raglayim l'davar, right? Which is really, it's interesting, is a continuation of the end of Nazir, which we had all those mishnayos about raglayim l'davar. So raglayim l'davar sherekina la v'nistera, because since the husband was jealous of her and it was stira l'samin ba eid echad, so then let an eid echad be believed. So that's what we would have thought. So that's why you need a special pasuk. I mean, that's what you would have thought. So Mamela, you would say you need two eidim, and then with the pasuk coming and say you don't need it. Right? So Gemara says, Sharia, would you really think that you're not neman, an eid echad is not neman, and she'd be mutter? It says that she wasn't forced. So we learn out from that she's taka asa. So it would be never, you would never have a havamina that she would be mutter. No, itzrich, no. So you need the aid of Sotah. I mean, ain't neman ba'ad the ikatre. You would think that you're not neman until there's two. Ubetray nami he loin basa. And when there were two, she can still go off. She can still get off without being guilty if she was forced, right? Kamash malon. So it's telling you that no, that one aid is enough, right? And meaning normally aid means two, and here you didn't have two, you only had one. Okay, again, don't get frustrated. Let's not get frustrated with this. It's a lot of, spend the whole day just trying to understand this. Fine. So Rabbi Yeshua says that you need two. You need two eidim for everything. You need two eidim for the kino. You need two eidim for the stira. My time to Rabbi Yeshua. Why does Rabbi Yeshua say? So Makra ba. He says there was no eidim ba from her, not from her, about her. Right? Ba v'loy b'kinoi means her, but not kinoi. Ba v'loy b'stira, and her, but he's not going to be believed about stira. Rabbi Lezer Aimer ba v'loy b'kinoi. Ba only comes to exclude kinoi, but that's it. Meaning, so Rabbi Yeshua holds that the ba is coming to exclude kinoi and stira. That an eid echad is only neman ba for her, but not kinoi and stira. Rabbi Eliezer holds no, it's just kinoi. Ve'ema ba v'loy b'stira. So according to Rabbi Eliezer, who says ba comes to exclude the kinoi, which is the original jealousy, maybe it comes to exclude stira. So the answer is stira iskish l'tumah. Stira has more of a comparison to tumah. Tirsiv v'nistera v'hi nitma. It says v'nistera v'hi nitma. So her being alone with this guy is much more similar to tumah of znus than stam the husband being jealous because he sees his wife talking to a guy. So Gemara says kinu nami isklish tumah, but kinu is also compared to tumah. He was jealous of his wife, and she became tamei. So Gemara says hamir rachmana ba, but the Torah says ba. Okay, very nice. So we're going in a circle now. We have the word ba. It could either come to exclude kinui or stira. So Rabbi Eliezer says it's coming to exclude kinui. So we say maybe it comes to exclude stira. So he says stira. We have a comparison to tumah. Okay, kinui we also have a comparison to tumah. So he said no, it says ba. Okay, Umarisa. So who says which one goes to which? Right, that's a standard question that the Gemara asks on when you're learning out from Sukkim. Why are you going this way? Go the other way. The Stavra, Stira Adifa. So the answer is no. Stira is better. Why Shekena Sarta Kituma? Stira makes her usher like Tuma. Tuma means when she's actually Mazana. That makes her usher to her husband. Stira also makes her usher to her husband, not as a divorce, Akiva, but like it's what Akiva was saying. Stira, they can't be together. Right, those two are much more comparable than to Kina. Kina, we learned in the Mishnah, is they're still mutter to be with each other. It's just sort of like a warning. So Gemara says, Adarab Kina Yadif. Maybe Kina is better. She can't Iker Goramla. The Iker thing that got the whole ball rolling here was his original Kinoi. So Gemara says, no, he loves Stira, Kina Meika, but without Stira, without them being alone, the Kina doesn't do anything. Right? Just the husband being jealous, not going to do anything. He has to be Stira. So Gemara answers, "V'ilav kinoi, stira ma'ani." Yeah, but you can't even get. In order to get to stira, you can't get to stira without the first husband being jealous. Right. So basically, it's a classic. I don't know if it's a disagreement, but a classic back and forth. Like you can't get to second base unless you go through first base. That's true. That's not true anymore in extra innings. I'm sorry. That's not. You can, except for extra innings. Your only way to get to second base is through first base. So what's better, first base? Because you can't get to second base without first base. Or at the end of the day, second base is better than first base. Second base is closer to home.
A walk is as good as a hit.
I guess so. Jealousy is as good as a. We'll see that on the bottom of it. Yeah. So the Gemara says, stira is better because that's the beginning of the tumah. The beginning of the end is the stira. Meaning kinoi, the husband just gets jealous. Okay, they can go living happily ever after like that. But the stira is where already now they can't live together. They don't have to get divorced yet, but it's the beginning of the tumah. And the beginning is more chashuv. We have this by Tisha B'Av, right? The Iker of the Beis HaMikdash was burnt on Yud. But we go with the aschalta of the tzara. We go with the haschala, right? Not the Iker part. So that's, I don't know, and I'm not making a vart, but the divorce is the Beis HaMikdash, the Mizbeach cries, right? I just thought of that now, so I don't know. Okay, but Friday, no vart, right? Mas Nisan, I don't know any day.
Is the term is stira from Seiser or from Mister?
I think probably both.
Okay.
I'm saying, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so let's Masnisin the Loiki Aitana. So now again in our mission we said that Rabbi Eliezer holds Kinoi needs Eidim, Stira does not. One aid is enough. But our mission is not like this Tana the Tani Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yudah. I remember Shem Rabbi Eliezer. He has a different Shan Rabbi Eliezer. Hamakana leishtoi, somebody who's makana to his wife. Makana al pi eit echad, oy al pi atzmai. You have to be makana him al pi eit echad or himself. Umashkala al pi shnayim. But the water has to go with two eidim. So you see that's different because in our mission, Rabbi Eliezer was the opposite. Yeshiva Chachamim, the Chachamim answered back. There's ain l'davar soif. There's ain l'davar soif. So my time to Rabbi Yehuda, what's the reason for Rabbi Yehuda? Amakra ba v'loy b'stira. The Eid Echad is believed about her, but not about the stira. Okay, v'hema ba v'loy b'kinoi. Maybe ba means to exclude the kinoi, right? And maybe you need two Eidim b'kinoi. Kinoi is kish l'tumah. So he's saying a kinoi is compared to tumah. The siv kinoi is ishta v'hinetma. Stira nami is kish l'tumah. The siv nisra v'hinetma. Stira is also compared to tumah. Hahula kama shir stira kedei tuma. What's hauda? Meaning, that's the reason why it says nistra v'hina tuma is it's coming to tell you that the shear of stira is the amount of time to become tummy. Meaning, what's the shear that she has to be alone with the guy? It has to be alone long enough to be able to do a ma'isa bia, which we're going to see. There's 9 shitas about that. So Shiva Chacham l'divrei Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda ein l'davar soif. The Chachamim said to Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda, "There's no end." What does that mean? What does that mean? There's no end. So the zimnin the loikani. We're going to like human psychology with these gemaras now. The zimnin the loikani. Maybe one time the husband was not jealous of his wife. He didn't see her schmoozing with a guy. For Amar kanoi, but later he's going to lie and say, "I did." Meaning, if you're going to let him get away without two eidim by the kinu. So he's gonna say he's gonna lie and say I did tell her. Meaning once you started having stira, what happens if a guy's wife is alone with a man and she wants to get the ball rolling? He can't because there was no kinu. Right? He can't do anything, he has to do kinu. So he'll just very easily lie and say, yeah, I had kinu, no problem. Right? And he can get an eid echad. Right? So that's what we'd be concerned. So ein l'davar soif. So the Gemara says, "Ha l'mishnah seinu yesh l'davar soif." Sinu d'lo yastatev amastatev. Our Mishnah have the same problem. Maybe she never had stira, and the husband's going to say that she did have stira, right? So maybe he's going to end up lying too. So Rabbi Yitzchak bar Yosef, Rabbi Yochanan, after the Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda ein l'davar soif. There's no ein l'davar soif. So it says after Rabbi Yosef Yehuda, but like me boy the Mishnah seinu, and we don't need to say in the davar soif in our Mishnah. Adarabah the Mishnah seinu ika ikar, right? In our Mishnah, the ikar is the husband saying the eidus hasam leka ikar. There, Rabbi Yosef Yehuda, there's no ikar because there's no ikar for his eidus about his wife not schmoozing with this guy. Right? So Eli Yitmar, Hachi Yitmar, this is what you have to say. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Yosef, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Dibur Rabbi Yosef Yehuda, Afla Mishnah Seinu Ein Ledavar Saif. Even on our Mishnah as Ein Ledavar Saif. Right? Yeah. What time is it? Okay, we got a few more minutes. Amar Rabbi Mistura. Now, okay, so that's the end of the hard part with the psukim back and forth. Okay, if the Olam didn't get it, which I was doing pretty good till those last couple of lines, then it comes and goes. It's like cyclical. Oh, I got it. Now I don't have it. Now I got it. Okay, it's the Vaita. Based on this last thing, he says a very interesting thing. A person should not tell his wife, I don't want you talking. I don't want you to be alone with this guy. Shouldn't do this, Why? Meaning, after the Churban Beis Hamikdash. The Dilma Kaimel and Rabbi Yosef, maybe the looks like Rabbi Yosef, the Amar Kinoi Api Atzmai, right? That a Kinoi works, just being jealous works with himself or with the Eid Echad, Umistera, and then she's going to end up being alone with the guy. The Lekah Idna Meisaita Lemivdika, and then we don't have Meisaita. The Kaasa Leilava, Isura La'olam, and she's going to be us at him forever. Right? Meaning the guy nowadays, there's no way that we don't have the mace saita. If he goes and tells his wife, I don't want you schmoozing with this guy, right? And then the wife goes and somebody says, I just saw your wife talking to that guy in private. Now she, according to Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda's version of Rabbi Eliezer, she's also forever because we're chayshid, right? So, so that's and there's a way Shulchan Aruch paskins that you shouldn't do this because of this chashash, right?
Because it's das yachid, I don't understand.
So he just sucks it up and lets it go?
Oh, so that's really, we're going to get to that now. That's the next sugya. Should he not? Yes, it's David, you're asking a loaded question. What are you saying, Akiva? So you're saying so. Okay.
It's a das yachid. All I was asking is a das yachid. Like, why should you have to be chayshish for a das yachid?
All right, so we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that also. We're going to get to that too. If he's a das yachid, what are we worried about? Okay, so let's see. So Amar Shalkish, Ma Loshen, tell me goes to something else. Amar Shalkish, Ma Loshen Kinu. We got to get used to these long dafim again. Right, so what is a Loshen Kinu? Where does that come from? Dover Amato Kina, Beinola Bein Acherim. It's going to cause Kina between her and others. Alma Kasavar Kinu Alpi Atzmai. So it must be that Kinu can be done by himself. The Kuliyama Lo Yodi Dekani, the whole world's not going to know that the husband was Mekana her. Ba'amri, my dekama, the kabadla. Why is she staying away from everybody? And people are going to get angry at her. This to me is a fascinating line in the Gemara.
She's not secluding herself with because she's not talking to men?
Exactly. That's exactly what Rashi says.
She's not supposed to be talking to men.
That's why I'm saying it's a fascinating Gemara, right? This is what the Gemara is saying. The Gemara is saying the reason why it's called kinoi, Rashad is saying the reason why it's called kinoi is because they're going to cause jealousy between the people and her. Why? Because if it must be that Rabbi Yosef is saying that the kinoi is the husband could just go over to the wife and say, stop talking to this guy. That's not a public knowledge. Nobody knows about that. So the lady has to stop talking to guys. Otherwise, she might end up getting divorced. All the guys are going to say, what happened to this lady? She's not hanging out with us. They're going to get mad at her. That's what it says. That's what Rashi says.
It means she won't go to the baker. She won't go to the butcher. She won't do the shopping anymore, just in case she gets stuck in the store with the baker. She won't do anything. She won't go out.
She'll go to the baker. It's just if there's only a man in the store, she won't go in.
If the baker's a guy, she won't go into the store just in case he's the only one there.
So what does Rashi say? Rashi, second line up from the bottom, says, Ma yesh lefanenu, ma ira achshav shezu baidelas min ha'anashim. She's not hanging out with the men. I don't mean hanging out. You're right. Hanging out is too strong a term. Fine. She's not talking to men, as if it's a mitzvah to talk to men.
Okay, yeah, maybe she's taken to the extreme. I mean, it goes against the idea of kol kvud the bas melech, but maybe she's taking it to the extreme.
That's a different kasha. No, you're right.
Maybe she's avoiding any shemets of even getting near men, and it creates a situation where she might not even go near women. Like she might be an extremist. No, but it's a funny lashon. So what? So stay inside. Kol kvud the bas melech. That doesn't answer that kasha. Like so, stay inside. That's the optimal.
Right. No,
As
okay.
we all
but
know,
that-
the
okay,
Gemara
but I- okay,
sexist, we know that.
And I don't understand. I don't understand this. That's what it is, but that's the way Rashi says it. Fine, that's one shot. But Rav Yemer Rashav Bar Rav Shlamya Mishmei Dabaya Omar Divrei Davar Amato Kina Beino LeBeino. It causes jealousy between the man and the wife, which means Alma Kasavar Kino Apishnayim Edim. He holds that the Kino is with two Edim. Vakuli Alma Yadi the Kanila, and everybody knows. Because there was Adam, so everybody knows the husband is being chashed his wife. And he is going to get upset at his wife, right? Or she's going to get upset at him, right? That's the way Rashi says it. She's going to get upset at him. Why are you being chashed? Right? Fine. Antamid Aleph. Alma kasavar the asalakanis. Oh, so comes out according to this. David, this is what you're asking. Comes out according to this. You see that it's also for a man to do kinui on his wife, right? You shouldn't be doing this, right? Let's see. So what about the mandam that says that it's mutter to be jealous of her? What's a lashon kinu? It means warning. Hashem will warn about his land. Right? It's a pasuk in Yoel. Tanya. Okay, that's it. Well, that's a nuzah. So basically, according to this, we have a machlokes whether the person should or should not, a husband should be mekana or not. Right? Some say the Abaya and the Rish Lakish are saying that no, it comes out the Gemara saying that they should not be jealous. And the other shita said, the second shita says, no, you could be jealous. We'll have more of this. We'll have more of this weiter in the Amid, but I guess we have to stop here.
Bias, right?
What?
This is even Bismana bias. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not a Das Yachid anymore.
Correct. Well, yeah. All right. So we'll stop here. We'll try and make up some ground to Shabbos.
Shkoyach, what?
Have themselves a fine Shabbos.
Thank you. So, Yaakov, what time is here tomorrow?
What do we say? 6:05? 6:05? 6:05? I don't know what they said. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Good Shabbos. Thank you.
Good Shabbos.
Have a good Shabbos.
It's Yaakov.